Hi, church family. My name is Annie Neufeld. I'm the pastor of small groups here at Lake Avenue Church, and this is your weekly small groups video. This past weekend, Pastor Jeff Matisich looked at Nehemiah 2 in our series called Courageous Faith. And in this passage, we see the prophet making a risky proposition to the king, asking to be sent back to Jerusalem to help rebuild the walls of the city. Now, this was a risky ask. This was a risky venture. And yet, surprisingly, the king says yes. We learn that the king was pleased with this request, and he sends Nehemiah with everything he needs for a successful journey. In the end, Nehemiah gives all the praise to God, noting the gracious hand of God in his request. Now, Pastor Jeff invited us to this kind of courageous faith, the kind of faith that takes risks even when we're scared, even when we don't know what's next, and the kind of courageous faith that gives all the credit to God, that notes the gracious hand of God at work everywhere in the world around us. This week we celebrate and we remember the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who is such a wonderful exemplar of courageous faith. Pastor Jeff invited us to read Dr. King's letter from a Birmingham jail in which he defended his nonviolent direct action that landed him in the Birmingham jail. In this letter, he said, "I am in Birmingham because injustice is here." He felt compelled to carry the gospel of freedom beyond his hometown to respond to the call for help. In this letter, he said so famously, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." And so he risked his safety, his reputation, his life, his future in order to respond to God's call. And we are called to do the same. So our prompt for this week has two parts. First, what risks might Jesus be inviting you into in 2021? What might courageous faith look like this year? And second, the follow-up is what resources might help you to be faithful. Throughout this passage, Nehemiah 2, verses 1 through 10, we see this connection between prayer and faithful action. Nehemiah's intimacy with God, his connection to God, is what fuels his courageous faith. So how might prayer and other practices empower you to courageous faith this year? Well, church family, may the God of heaven embolden you to walk by faith, to trust in the Lord, and to proclaim his name wherever you go. Go in peace.